HOA crisis meeting at home, reviewing trash bin violations. As she zoomed home, her driveway blocked by landscapers, she double-parked in front of a fire hydrant, reasoning that if a fire broke out, the firefighters would work around her. But then disaster struck. Across the street, the Patel family's kitchen erupted in flames after an air fryer mishap. Neighbors poured out as sirens blared, and the fire truck screeched to a halt. But Karen's Lexus blocked the only access to the hydrant. Without hesitation, firefighters grabbed an axe and smashed her window, the glass exploding. The fire hose was fed through the shattered space and aimed at the flames. Karen screamed from her front door, demanding they stop. But the fire captain ignored her, barking orders as the fire was doused. Liberty, Karen's Pomeranian, barked from the steps in a tiny patriotic sweater. Zoe, a teenager 2 houses down, recorded the whole incident for TikTok. Her video titled, "A Choi Karen Gets Hydrated by the Law," quickly went viral. By sunset, Karen was the laughingstock of the neighborhood. Zoe's TikTok had over 500,000 views, and memes spread like wildfire. Comments flooded in, mocking Karen's entitled behavior, while she tried to spin the incident with a long-winded Facebook post. But the HOA distanced itself, and her name was nowhere in the official memo. Someone even taped a note to the hydrant, reserved for Karen's common sense. Karen tore it down, red-faced. Determined to restore her reign, Karen plotted her next move. She called the fire department, demanding to speak with the chief. After a smooth jazz hold, she was told the fire codes and offered a thank-you card from the Patel family. Enraged, Karen shifted tactics. She would sue everyone. The Patels, the teenager, the internet platforms, even the manufacturer of the fire hydrant. But no lawyer would take her case. With her legal options exhausted, Karen resorted to her final strategy: control the narrative. She arranged a press conference in her driveway, with a borrowed microphone and a plastic podium. Only 2 people showed: Zoe's cousin, who filmed everything, and Barry from Oak Hollow Gossip, who only came for free lemonade. Undeterred, Karen launched into a monologue accusing the video of being a deep fake, the firefighters of excessive force, and the internet of targeting her. Despite her best efforts, Karen's meltdown continued to trend online, and she realized that her reign was over. The internet had claimed its new villain. There might be a neighborhood conspiracy to unseat Karen from her unofficial HOA throne. When Barry asked if she had apologized to the Patels, Karen's eyes narrowed and she deflected by questioning their recycling habits and possible code violations on their back porch. Her speech ended with a dramatic pause and a pledge to rebuild trust and restore order. Liberty barked once. No one clapped. As the last folding chair was dragged away by the wind, Karen returned to her house fuming. She needed allies, but even her most sycophantic neighbors were avoiding her. She noticed people crossing the street when they saw her coming. Her usual Wednesday evening inspection walk had become a solo mission, met with closed blinds and suspicious sprinklers that just happened to turn on as she passed. Her HOA influence was crumbling. Worse still, the actual HOA board had called an emergency meeting without her. Karen tried to storm in, bringing donuts and copies of her personal inspection reports. The board president, a nervous man named Gerald with the voice of a malfunctioning toaster, met her at the door and gently explained that due to recent events, she wasn't allowed to participate until further notice. Karen demanded a vote. Gerald handed her a laminated copy of the bylaws. She threw a donut at him and stormed off. It missed. That night, she unleashed her wrath on paper. She printed copies of past violations, some dating back 3 years, and stuffed them into every mailbox. One resident got a citation for a Halloween decoration left up on November 1, 2019. Another got a letter accusing their dog of inappropriate eye contact. Karen spent 5 straight hours in her kitchen, with envelopes, labels, and Liberty occasionally dragging an empty envelope under the table as a chew toy. By dawn, Ocala was littered with ancient grievances and new threats of fines that held no legal weight but plenty of dramatic flair. And then, as if her life wasn't strange enough, a new neighbor moved in. Karen spotted him from behind her curtains the next morning, a tall man with a suspiciously calm demeanor, dark glasses, and a box labeled "Kitchen, Do Not Microwave Cats." She noted the out-of-state plates on his SUV. He wore cargo shorts and had the confident walk of someone who had never received a violation notice in his life. Something about him unsettled her. When she waved and shouted, "Welcome to Ocala," he responded with a small nod and a smile that made her skin crawl. His name was Max Bennett. Within a day, his Amazon packages arrived. Within 2 days, Karen noticed him talking to Zoe and a few other teens in hushed tones. By the 3rd day, she caught him standing on his porch, recording something with his phone, not casually, but professionally, with the stance of a man who had done this many times before. Karen's paranoia kicked in. What was he filming? Was he a YouTuber? A reporter? A TikToker? A documentary spy? She scribbled his name in her notepad and underlined it twice. Then she drew a small fire hydrant next to it and circled it. The war wasn't over. It had just begun. Karen Millstone had always trusted her instincts, and right now they were screaming one thing: